What's up, YouTube? Whoever's watching, you rocking with that TTG Nation. You know what that means. Don't matter what. No matter what time it is, what season it is, we're trained to go. Let's get it. Yeah, just wanted to shout out, throw a salute to all my people, you know what I'm saying? Especially all over from Belize, Europe, out here in the United States. Much blessings, you understand me? This is a little bit about me, why I consider myself TTG, or why other individuals consider me that. You get me? So let's just start off. As a youngster from LA, in the front porch, while my daddy got the ice box. Before we go into that, I need to make sure you guys know that you in the GAT zone first and foremost, and make sure you click that like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for me. You feel what I'm saying? Now, let's see, I was getting ahead of myself, but let me get back to it. We on the porch, and what I can remember growing up is I fought every day on the block. I fought everyone on the block that was around my age, or not my age, but just to say that I got to fight in. And no matter if I went to a private school or I went to a public school, there was fights. You know what I mean? And I live right down the street on LaSalle or La Brea, where they got the swap meet at, the Slauson swap meet, and the Pink Church and Fox Hills Malls right down the street, or what have you. You know what I mean? We stayed in the hood, right where the Rodney King situation was at. The reason why we had to move, because things got really hectic, and I ended up in Vegas. But I went to the Martin Luther King Park and watched. Before Mike Tyson did the Holyfield thing, biting off his ears, that was something as a little kid I saw happen in street fights all the time. Gouging of eyes, biting of the nose, cheek, ears, really some dirty fights, you know what I'm saying? And I used to watch that growing up, and I used to fight guys growing up, and don't lose a fight, you feel me? You can't lose a fight, someone find out, because that means the whole neighborhood is on your ass. You getting your whooping from your mama and daddy, but they'll send you across the corner or across the street. Now I'm getting my ass whooped by my auntie, then she'll send me to one of my other aunties to get my ass whooped. So losing fights was really not an option, but where I grew up at and the schools I went to, we fought. Every day I was coming home with a busted lip, busted nose, a black eye. Didn't mean I didn't know how to scrap. It was just these guys were bigger, and at that time they were better than me. So you win some, you lose some, but you still get a chance to fight another day. And that's one thing I learned the hard way. So, I stayed ready every day. Didn't matter. Like, I didn't even know what TTG really meant until I got older. Like, I'm 41 now. And now, I think I'm 40. But don't even know. That's sad, right? But I'm in there. I'm in that range. But real talk, like, fighting was an everyday thing for me. But I also learned ethics. I had to learn about food etiquette. What fork to use, what spoon to use, what kind of knife to use, what spoon to use, and when you're supposed to use it, and what course. So I had to be TTG when it came to eating around certain individuals, and of course education was a must. You feel me? But let me get down to the nitty gritty. Once we, after the Rodney King had happened and the riots had started, I was getting in a lot of trouble. So before my mother, and guys, where I was at, youngsters, we wasn't living till 12, 14 years old. You'd be lucky if you can get to 14 years old. Where I was at, you'd be lucky to get to 12. Feel me? So she brought me out to Las Vegas, Nevada. You know what I'm saying? So I could have a new fresh start, because things were really messed up out there after the Rodney King situation. So that's what I did. You feel me? Hated it out in Las Vegas because it was out of my element and it was dry and it was dirty. The bright lights was cool, you know what I'm saying? But I just missed my people, you know what I'm saying, that I grew up with. So it was an adjustment period. But anyway, I ended up fighting out here too. But this kind of fight was different. I was trained for it. And what I mean by training, I shadow boxed. The people that we lived with were Belizeans, and they were fighters. You know what I'm saying? So, one of them basically put me underneath their wing and trained me to be a fighter, a gladiator, a boxer, however you want to put it. And I did vigorous work, from shadow boxing, running early in the morning, lifting blocks, taking blocks back, putting them back. It got to the extreme to where they would put a dog chain around my neck with some weights. Dog collar with some chains, with some weights on the back, and through the dirt, I had to dog walk. And if I wasn't moving fast enough, I get hit on the back with some kind of object. You know what I'm saying? And that was the motivation for me to continue to push forward. I didn't know why they was working me that hard. I didn't get it till I had my first fight. And this fight was just for some money. But it was a backyard fight, you feel me? It wasn't sanctioned. Shit was not sanctioned. And it was sanctioned in our eyes. But once again, I'm a young kid trying to understand what's going on. I think my first underground fight that I had, I was probably 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I won that fight. You know what I'm saying? And every time I won, I didn't get no money. That's not how they did it. I got a Slurpee, some candy, some chips, maybe a good meal like sandwiches and fries, you know. But other than that, nah. And if I lost, it was worse than what it was in Cali. They hit me in the back with a bamboo stick and other things that they did to make sure that I knew losing was not an option. And if anyone gets hit in the back with a bamboo stick, I'm sorry. You'll know what pain feels like. F a belt. F a belt, or taking the switch, or grabbing the little wire cord. F all of that. Get hit with a bamboo stick and see what your life is like after. But you persevere. You get hard. It makes you to get really hard and persevere through the pain. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. And the training was hard, but at the end of the day, they were training me to be a gladiator. You know what I mean? And a prize fighter. So I was a Golden Glove boxer, and working in that gym just to survive a session was a miracle for me. I mean, you have no heat. I mean, no fans, no AC. It's just, and in Vegas, it's that dry heat. Then you in a building that's blowing hot air. You feel me? So the only way you can get relief is through sweat and hard work. You can feel some kind of way and feel some cool breeze. They knew that. Means old principle. So, you know what I'm saying? The net workouts, the duck walks with the weights, doing sit-ups, doing pull-ups while they hitting you with the heavy ball. I mean, all that is real old school. Like, what y'all see now is stuff that's been practiced for years. And you know, I saw a lot of great sparring sessions, but I can honestly say that before Floyd stepped to Las Vegas, because he was at Golden Glove Boxing across the street from Cashman. You know what I'm saying? Richard Pitts was the dog, was the top dog. My cousin, you know, and he's the one that was putting in super kind of work. Ridiculous. Nevada State champ 2 times running. Ridiculous kind of work. And I was too. But I wasn't also fighting in the ring. I had to fight outside the ring. And I had to fight against guys that was banging, you know what I'm saying? So these are street fights. And you know what I mean? I made a name for myself once everybody decided to start fighting me fairly and fight me one-on-one. I started making a name for myself. And you know, I just did it. You know what I mean? The work I put in, the kind of fights I was in, it was stupid, and I had to be ready for all of it. You know what I'm saying? I had to be ready. We slap box almost every day. And I'm slap boxing sometimes, and y'all know how slap boxing go. If you done it, it can get kind of stupid and reckless, where it goes from slapping to punching. So, you know, it can get pretty reckless. So I did that almost every day. So I'm always was learning different styles, different ways to range myself, gauge myself on people. I was stepping for an organization. I was rapping. I was into music, into how to create music. I did dance, different forms of dance. I've acted. Matter of fact, one of my best friends, you guys should know, is Lance Gross. Grew up with him kind of in high school. Yeah, you know what I mean? I know he gonna get mad at me if I say it, but his name was Dark and Lovely. You know what I mean? And my line name was Lurch. You feel me? And so yeah, and then there's a couple other individuals. I knew Frank Mir or Frank Murr, however you guys want to pronounce or say his name, which was the heavyweight champ for UFC. He was a fullback on the Bonanza football team back in 1998, 1997, one or the other. And he was a UFC heavyweight champ. Know his wife. I mean, I know individuals. You feel me? And matter of fact, when I was with CMI Entertainment in Las Vegas, which y'all don't know nothing about, we were the best security company 2 years running at this club called Glow at the Hop. Now, we've taken down Suge Knight in this club. Okay, Suge tried to act a fool with Corrupt, and it didn't happen the way they thought it was gonna happen. Our crew was Samoans, military, and martial artists, and they were serious. I mean, our head guy Maverick, his morning routine was pulling a damn car up a hill, and the other guy following him, y'all don't probably know him. I'm gonna bless me. Still remember you, champ. Still remember you, bruh. You taught me a lot back in the day. He was one of my masters, and Tai Chi master, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Man is bad. Man is bad, and a Cuban at that. But he got the attitude to go with his skill set. But yeah, and nobody. I don't care if you was Suge, Floyd Mayweather. Everyone knew when you came to our spot, you wasn't gonna get away with too much. You know what I mean? And we ended up just really creating a name for ourselves. I ended up creating a name for myself from in the street life. I was named like Dirty Red or Clint Eastwood because I would dissolve situations without using a gun. I just used these, my mouth, my heart, and I was able to get through a lot of crazy situations in Las Vegas. I was actually a part of the third gang war because I was there when it initially happened between the Crips and the Bloods, and I was the individual that was trying to stop it because I knew how it happened. You know, it happened at my club, Runway 21, and a cold thing happened, man. I'm running, I work at the Hop, but at my other club, I'm head of security. But this club at Runway 21 ain't no joke. I mean, I prayed every day before I walked up in there because you're dealing with killers, dope dealers, gangbangers. I mean, every walk of the underworld life in Las Vegas was, and then military was also in there too. Y'all was all going to the Runway 21, and then it was just convenient that right next door we got wings and fried fish and chicken fingers and fries and all that goodness. So the brothers gonna come, and this was technically like sanctuary where the Bloods and the Crips didn't scrap, and it was my job to keep the peace. You feel me? And I had some weak guys on my team at that time when I first was up in there. But you gotta understand, I really didn't have a rep at that point. Like Runway 21 and the stuff I went through gave me that rap that I end up getting later on through my ventures. And I've been in gunfight. I mean, I've been in where guys blasting, and I've been in a lot of bar situations. I mean, let me just kick you down one situation when I talked about the gang war, so might as well. So I was already two man down short because I had to fire some people because they were weak-minded and they were scary and they didn't have my back. They didn't have my six. So I ended up bringing one guy from the other club I was working at Glow at the Hop. DJ, what's up, baby? He ended up coming around with me. And then I got some ex-convicts, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, you need that at this establishment. It's just it's like it was like a broke down players club. You had a DJ on a wheelchair. You had your strippers stripping for dollars and fives instead of 20s and 50s and hundos, but they was stripping nonetheless, and they was doing some real freaky deaky. I mean, it was going. Then you had your male strippers. I ain't gonna call nobody out on that. It is what it is. And so Runway 21 was basically your broke man's players club, but it did numbers, it did business. And I ran the security detail, you dig? So at the end of the day, man, shots fired real quick. At the end of the day, yeah, it was bad. And so this is the only spot that you can have strippers. Now, you know, music hype music can get people in certain situations. So just say that I had amnesty to where I can handle everyone who stepped on that premises. The amnesty came from the OGs, from the Crips, and from the Blood side, and from the drug lord side. I had amnesty. So my word was law. Feel me? And I didn't need a gun. Even though they thought I do, they thought I need to purchase one. I didn't need a gun. And so in this situation that transpired, I was outside running the line. When I was running the line, a female comes in. Now, mind you, I only got about 3 people that are working officially with me. And we have a long line. Now, these are Crips and these are Bloods. So I get them all in. And while I'm, looking inside an individual, I'll just say his name is PC. You know what I'm saying? His name is PC. Pac was like, look in this room. He tapped me. Now, if you want to know, like, if I give you like a description of PC, he's like a red version of Eazy-E with the curls, but his curls were longer, and with his red hair and his cap. Yeah, you know what I mean, that was PC. But it was either like best way I could put it is an Eazy-E version with longer hair, but it's red. And so and it's naturally, you know what I'm saying, blondish red, you feel me? And so he's like, look inside. And I'm like, I'm catching. He was like, everybody's not dancing. Everybody's quiet. They looking at each other. It was like something's about to go down. Just watching. Something's about to go down. I don't believe it. I didn't believe it. And then all of a sudden, I go back outside. When I go back outside, all hell breaks out. I'm talking about someone runs behind me, grabs me, and tells me that some female busts a dude upside his head with one of the beer bottles. I stopped that. Then a pimp was fighting his main, I guess, over some done. So I had to take that fire out. And then the Bloods and Crips started tripping. Now, this is where it got out of hand. I literally lost control of this whole situation. I didn't have enough men, and they were calling their troops. You understand? They was calling their brigade for what was going down. So I definitely didn't have. And I saw it happening. I'm over here trying to control everything outside because outside is chaotic. And luckily for us, we had at the Tona Soul Brothers, and We get in some sticky situations, the soul brothers will come in, and they normally there anyway, and they'll help us out. You know what I'm saying? So we got bombarded. Brother runs out, goes, grabs his gun. They know I'm already got my hands full outside trying to calm things down. Now, one thing about Runway 21 that you should know is when shooting starts, if you're not inside that club before the door is closed, when that door is closed, you are assed out. You better find another way to find shelter or safety, because they are not opening that door for you. That's how frequent stuff like this happen over there. And so I knew this rule, so I made sure that I was trying to take care of stuff outside, but I need to get myself inside now. Inside was worse. Inside, if you ever heard gunshots like real close to you, like if you were in a war or something maybe, or just in a gunfight, when bullets go past you, they sound like and when it's really close to you, you get this ringing sound in your ear. So I'm seeing, when I walked in, everything was in like shambles. I mean, guys was throwing bottles, people were trying to get out. They were scared. I mean, because it was so much chaos outside. I mean, the shooting, the bullets was ridiculous. But when I walked in, I literally walked into gunfire from one of our guys, who's a soul brother, and another individual, and I don't know if he was a Crip or a Blood, who was shooting back at him. Now, it's dark, super dark, so I can't really see, because I just was from outside going inside, and so it took me a while to adjust. But all I heard was these bullets going past me, and I'm trying to figure out where they coming from. And I see a flash, I see it across the way, but I'm saying to myself, like, that's one of our guys. Who he shooting at? Not knowing the individual is right behind me. Okay, so my brother, like, once again, shout out to DJ. He tackles me down to the ground and was just like, bro, they was shooting through you. Once again, I had amnesty. He was like, bro, they were shooting through you. They didn't want to hit you. They were shooting through you. Okay? I'm like, what? It was like, man, you crazy, bro. I'm like, I didn't see it. I didn't. I saw a flash from him, but I was wondering where the return fire was coming from. So, anyway, people were getting scared. We finally got the doors closed, but they wanted out. I mean, that's how bad it was. That's how scared a lot of these people were. They wanted out, and they got out. I tried to stop them. I was by myself with DJ, and one brother just said, look, man, I gotta get to my car. I don't care what y'all talking about. We gone. And he bust down that damn door, bust down the glass, the whole thing. And he was dressed up, 3-piece suit with the perm curl and the pimp glasses with the gold, in the right spots on the neck, on the necklace. I mean, on the neck and on the wrist and on the hands. And he just was like, we out. And he bust that door down. When he bust the door down and everybody started running out, that's when I saw what started the third gang war. I looked out and I just saw a body fall, and he was carrying a red jacket. And I ran to him. I was the first one to run to him. And shots are being fired now. Outside, shots are being fired everywhere in all different directions. I mean, guys are pulling U-turns and shooting consistently. We got our own guys that has a little line formed and dumping at them every single time. It's crazy how many people's out there shooting, and I think only 7 or 8 got injured and 1 died. And the one that died, I was there. I held him in my hands, and I turned him over, and I saw the hole. It was big. It was big because when I looked at him at first, I was trying to shake him, and I was thinking, like, what's going on? I seen the hole wound by his heart, and I was just like, well, it's kind of small, so let me see. So I tried to, I flipped him over, and I saw how big that hole was in his back, and all the blood that came out that was on my hands. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh man. But I instantly knew that he died by friendly fire, meaning that his own side shot him trying to get to the other side. You know what I mean? Because the other side was running away and running like climbing, walls and stuff like that. And so that's how the third war here in Las Vegas started, between the Crips and the Bloods and the Crips. Was basically really over a big misunderstanding, but it was so much hate and history behind it. They just needed something to aid the fuel for it to take off. But that's why I say I'm trying to go. That's like one incident. When I told you about Suge Knight, trust me, him and Corrupt, they learned a lesson that night. They learned a nice, valuable lesson. Listen, Suge came into the club, and I forgot what happened, but I felt like he felt like he was getting disrespected, and he didn't quite know how we got down at our establishment. So he literally said, he told his boys, because he rose in deep, for sure. He rose in deep, and he had a cigar in his hand. And I just remember old boy just saying, because I was by the VIP when he said it, and he didn't know who he had in there. He didn't know what kind of like stable kind of dudes we had in there. Like, and then about 50% of the club rocked with me, being with CMI Entertainment and such. So he didn't know that. Like, he was really in foreign lands. He just didn't know. And the man gonna say, tear the club up. When he said that, I said, what? And it was something straight up out of the movie. I'm like, they not really about to just really try to tear our club up. That's exactly what they started doing. Throwing chairs, breaking bottles, the whole nine. Now, while they're doing that, people are running. We make sure the few that don't want to stay and witness what's about to happen, they got to safety. But we all had radios and earpieces. And Maverick, man, he said it's so cool. And I was so, he was just like, you guys done crossed the line. And I don't care if you Suge or God, you just crossed the line. And he just said, lock everything up, lock all the doors, seal them in. When Suge saw that we started closing doors, not trying to like run or nothing, we start closing doors. I'm putting on my Franklin gloves because that was one of my things, because then it don't leave no evidence. You understand me? So I'm putting on my Franklin gloves. All the big homies start coming in from the front. All of them start coming in from the side. A couple of Suge people got rocked that night. But Suge saw that he was clearly outgunned. Like, outgunned. And he halted. He stopped. He stopped what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where you and your whole team is going to be at the hospital with broken bones and some shit. And he was smart enough to back down and retreat. You feel me? And so that's like one story. Another story that I got plenty, but that's why I'm telling y'all I'm TTG, man. You know what I mean? To all my followers or new followers or anyone interested in my channel and what I bring, I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of situations that I've been in, and that's why I say I'm TTG, trained to go in any situation. I'm ready to go. I mean, I've been to Europe. I've been to Central America. I've been through probably almost all of the United States in some capacity. And I've experienced a lot of things. So when I talk about just boxing, I can talk about a lot. But boxing is because I see angles. I know shots. I understand the sweet science of it. I'm not just some commentator or some supposed expert that ain't never been in the field before and got his scars, got his wounds. Hell, look. One, let's see. Can you see? From my pinky alone. One can't even bend. This one being like a mug without me trying to do it. That's through fighting, okay? If you see that little knot there by my chest piece, yeah, people that know what that is know what that is. So I'm not speaking from just crazy like no experience. You know what I mean? A lot of these dudes got experience in talking the talk, but I did both. And now I know, now that I've walked the walk, now I'm talking about it. So that's what it is. I'm blazing this TTG Nation. Real talk, because that's what it is. We're trained to go in life. Whether it's fighting, whether it's learning, learning from school, whether it is learning a craft or doing a craft, a trade, playing a sport, entertainment. No matter, we're trained to go. Salute to my people. We out. Thank you for joining me with another one. You rocking with that TTG Nation. Let's go. Salute. We out.